everybody, Old Man Nerd here, and we're making a little bit of a kind of a different video today, because what I got here is a trash Picked Compaq. I don't really know why I went with this particular one, because there are actually two of them sitting right next to each other. One was this one, which is a Socket 754 Sempron, and the other one was a LGA 775 that had a Celeron D320, you know, one of the worst processors ever made. So I left that one. But that one had a hard drive, and that's why I picked that one up. Picked this one up because that one had a hard drive in it, and I decided to. It's still dirty, very dirty. I kind of cleaned it off, but not a whole lot. So I wanted to see if there was anything on that hard drive. So you know, I have a soft spot for AMD stuff. So what we got here is this Compaq, and I pretty much just left it. So this is the hard drive that was in the Celeron D system. It's a 40 gig Western Digital standard hard drive, IDE hard drive, nothing spectacular. But all this crap was in here. And so what we got here is an AGP card. And it looks like we got a couple, well, I didn't see this before. There's a couple bulging caps on it. That's too bad. Yeah, we definitely have some bad caps on this card. This is a GeForce 6200 TC 64 megabytes DDR. I was going to try and use it, but now that I see the caps on it, you actually see, probably not going to happen. Wait, doesn't matter. This is a PCI Express card, so it wouldn't matter anyway because this one won't fit in it because this is an AGP. Now this is an AGP card that was in it. It's a very old ATI. I mean, look at this. It's got a SODIMM slot for memory, or I don't know if that's a dedicated format or whatever. It looks like an SODIMM. It's got some sort of a header on it. I don't know what for. LCD. Look at that. I don't know what this is, actually. It's still very dirty. Sorry. I'm not familiar with this connector here. But that's interesting. It has a S-video out, of course. I don't know what kind of card this is. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this is, what the LCD header is. Compaq Computer Corp. Has this been the one that came with it? No, because one thing is the AGP doesn't have the little notch in the front here, which would be required to fit around to get into the slot, right? Stick it in there. Yeah, I don't think this card will go in there because it doesn't have the notch in the front of the AGP slot. So yeah, I don't know what that is. And the strangest thing of all that was in here was this, which is a 1 gig stick of DDR2. And this is obviously a DDR1 system. So I don't know why this is in here. This is 1 gig kit, so I don't know if it's 1 gig or 512 megabytes. Anyway, that was in there for some reason. This is a transcend memory. The main thing I noticed on this board is that the board doesn't have any bad caps on it, which is one reason why I grabbed this one instead of the Celeron D. So, yeah, no bad caps, which of course is very important for these older systems. Or at least no obviously bad caps. So I do want to plug this in and give it a try, but I'm not going to use this power supply because I can almost guarantee this power supply is bad because these always go bad. So I'm not going to try the power supply, or I guess I could try it out separately. Yeah, there's no visibly bad caps on it. It's got a stick of DDR in there. Let's see what kind of. Like 1 gigabyte DDR. That's kind of nice. Of course, and it has an XP Home Edition COA on it still. So yeah, this is just a fun little. And you know what? Maybe I'll build myself a retro PC running DOS or Windows 98 or something, because it is still 754. As far as I know, it's still probably fully is an old SIS chipset. It's probably still fully supported by at least 98. I would think so. Oh, it probably has SATA ports, so no, probably not. It does have SATA. So it probably doesn't have. So if I wanted to build an XP retro machine, I could probably do worse. But yeah, so I need to dig up a power supply and see if this thing will post. It does have its own built-in VGA. And also very interesting here, it has a Logitech mouse receiver that was plugged into a USB port. So always fun to have spares of those. And of course, just to see what's on the hard drive here. So it has a DVD-ROM. It has another drive. I don't think that drive came with it, because it just says expansion bay. The second one's just a CD-ROM. Not even a CD writer. So a DVD-ROM and a CD-ROM. Looks like obviously the CD-ROM was added after the fact. This door's missing. But yeah. The very interesting pile of cards, a pile of stuff that was in here. This very unusual Rage ATI card. What is that? Rage LT Pro AGP, which won't fit in here. This GeForce 6200 with its PCI Express and bad caps that won't fit in it. And a stick of DDR2, which also will not fit in it. But yeah, plug it in, see what happens. Okay, so anyway, so I plugged in the power supply, disconnected it, and plugged it into the wall by itself, and the little light came on green. I jumped it, it seemed to be working fine, so I took a chance, plugged it in, and the system turned on, and it started beeping at me with a memory error. So I took the RAM out, changed the slot, and it actually posts. We've got a Sempron processor, 3000 plus, 1800 megahertz, 754. It's using the onboard video fine. So yeah, let's go ahead and plug in this hard drive and see if we got anything on it. Very interesting that it's a fully functional computer, just in the garbage. Let's see what happens. Okay, right now it looks like the hard drive is trying to boot. So it looks like it's got to reinstall at one point. Let's try the first one here. See if it does anything. This is exciting. Nope, that was a blue screen. So we'll try the second one. Nope. So the hard drive is not booting. I wonder if it's just because it was on the other system, so it's not going to be compatible with this chipset. Nope. So it's not going to boot, but there still might be stuff on it, so let's see what we can find to see if the optical drive is going to work. So after much trial, I have not been able to get this to boot at all. I couldn't get it boot to Windows 10. I guess it's just simply not compatible. When I boot to Windows XP, it gives me a stop 7B, so that means it's definitely not the hard drive from this computer, because that's a hard drive controller error. Can't boot. I tried to boot to Ubuntu on a USB, no luck. Tried to boot to a Windows XP install USB disk, no help. And it just kind of didn't do anything. Tried a high-res boot USB, nothing. So there must be something wrong with the hardware. It's not booting. So I can't access the hard drive yet because I don't have a computer right now that's able to access it. Because I still want to look at that old hard drive. So I might have to plug it into something else and see what I can see on there, because I'm still like deadly curious as to what's on that hard drive I found in the dumpster. So it took a little bit, but I finally got it booted up. So what I ended up doing was finding an old high-res boot DVD I had, rewiring the DVD drive so I could use it. So it was plugged in and it actually works. I was able to boot to the high-res boot CD, and as expected, on this hard drive is all of this person's stuff. And this, folks, is why you always securely wipe your hard drive prior to getting rid of it. So we got a bunch of documents. It looks like the last time this computer was used was like 2016, or at least that hard drive was used. I found some Firefox backups from early 2016. So it's been 5 years since this drive has been touched. And of course we got pictures. So he was doing some car shopping on Craigslist. More car shopping. Spokane photos. I don't know what that is. Blazers 2012 schedule, NFL draft, NFL 2011 NFL predictions and rankings. So yeah, there's a Family Feud Lucky Letter Deluxe setup. There's some documents on here. And of course, the biggest one is the desktop. And in my documents, not a whole lot. Some more personal documents, lots of pictures from 2010. Grandkids, yeah. I'm showing you the pictures. But yeah, there's definitely documents on here. Like, there's a nice picture of a BMW for some reason. Fortunately, there's no license plate in there. But yeah, so yeah, there's definitely all of this user stuff is still on this hard drive. And I'm going to go ahead and securely wipe it with some kill disk and toss it, because it's a 40 gig IDE. I have no use for it. I was just kind of curious to see what was on here, because you know, when you find a hard drive in the dumpster, you got to check it out. So this looks like it was probably owned by small people, because there's no Rule 34 stuff on here at all. It's just some pictures, some car shopping, some sports stuff, nothing too exciting. Unfortunately, nothing too personal. Unfortunately, that I found it and not somebody looking for something more malicious. So that kind of ends this video. I said I'm going to secure wipe this drive for them, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the computer, but it's here for now. And really, thanks for watching on this little adventure.